In today's video, I have 5 years to repair Wolverhampton Wanderers, rebuild them, and take them back to being a team that qualifies for European competition in just 5 seasons. In real life right now, Wolverhampton Wanderers do sit rock bottom of the Premier League, and I'm here to try and fix that right now. We have a 5-year plan to get away from the relegation zone, not get relegated in our first season as the first bit of business here, aim for a top-half finish, get to or try and win a domestic trophy, and even try and qualify for some European football in just 5 seasons. Let's see how we can do now with Wolverhampton Wanderers in our first rebuild of FM26. So as we join Wolves on day number 1, look at the team quickly. We go by the star a bit just to get a bit of an idea of who our main guys are within this team right now. Rodrigo Gomez, Agbadu at the back, João Gomez, Andre, Arias, Ossar. Larson is our striker, hopefully going to be really clinical within this save as well. We are trying to make a bit of a different role though. He's more of a target forward according to their match attributes, but we're going to try him actually instead as a channel forward for this rebuild. We're getting to the tactic in just a short moment, but I do feel because of his big stature and his strength in front of goal, he can muscle off people and hopefully get a lot of goals within this tactic. I mean, he's not the fastest with acceleration of 12, but the pace of 14 hopefully enough to get him off that mark and get some goals within this rebuild for us. But yeah, there's a few good players at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Long-term wise, I do wonder the likes of Jose Sarr now, he's out at age 32, so it could last 5 years within this rebuild, but do we really want to put all the pressure on him as our number 1 goalkeeper? There's some great players, like Andre in this rebuild is going to be absolutely incredible, do you reckon? 23 years of age. He looks really good already in FM terms already, so hopefully we can keep him for a few seasons within this save. But the team is pretty stacked. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not a team that should be finishing in the bottom 3. So that should be our main goal for the first season. Don't get relegated, because I'll probably get sacked and the rebuild will be over. And aim for somewhere 10th place would be really nice, but I think that's really overshooting our shot. Let's say 15th place, avoid relegation this season, and then we can implement our own players and really rebuild this team for season number 2. Let's have a look how we got on then at the end of season number 1. So what we didn't touch on before the season started, of course, in season number 1, was this our tactic, what we were planning for our in-possession, out-possession this season. It's a 4-3-3 active release on the YouTube channel already, so you can go check that out and try it for yourselves. Which is a 4-3-3 that drops into a 3-4-2-1 formation. So basically, your inside forwards here will come a bit more narrower. Your back 3 here will drop into a DM, will go into the centre back position here, and your 2 CMs will drop into the DM position, whilst your 2 full-backs will push up into a wing-back position, leaving a 3-back at the back for you. The plan is basically Larson to lead the line, get the goals, inside forward supporting him. They'll get a few goals as well. Then these guys in here, providing the support and defensive cover to see us really click on in this first season. But how did we get on in season number 1? We dive in now and have a bit of a look and see how we got on within the league table, of course, first. In the Premier League, we came 13th. So I just say between 13th is not bad, really. I want a 10th or 15th position. So we'll definitely take it. I mean, in that first season, only winning 11 games, drawing 10, losing 17 is quite a lot to lose this first season. But again, we're 13th. We've done no transfers yet, so we're still really learning the best part of this team and how we're really going to develop this Wolverhampton Wanderers team over the coming seasons. In terms of goals and assists this season, you see on screen right now, Larson was our main guy. We didn't expect that straight away. 13 goals and 7 assists. Arias as well did a really good season at the wing role this season as well, getting 8 goals and 9 assists as well. A couple of other goals around here, really. I mean, obviously, Sassa's not here this season out on loan. The likes of Hanky Chang getting 7 goals. Gomez getting 6 goals. We've done okay in terms of the assists. Was there any big numbers, really, apart from Arias and Larson? Not really. A couple of 5s and 4s. But, I mean, we're going to definitely implement some better players to get a lot more goals and assists in the coming season, starting with his first window for season number 2. But with that in mind, see, in the Carabao Cup, we actually beat Everton 2-1 that round there before getting knocked out 4-2 to Liverpool in the end on that one. Absolutely shocking this play there. João Gomez and Agbadu getting goals for it, but it wasn't enough. We got absolutely humbled by Liverpool at home as well, which is shocking to see. And then the FA Cup in our local rivalry against Aston Villa, we ended up losing 3-2 in that one. Goals from Sancho, Anana and Pau Torres, seeing us getting knocked out by Aston Villa also in the FA Cup. So no silver for our first season with Wolves, but I mean, we've not done bad really. Like, we might avoid the drop. We've had a good end of the season, to be fair, as well. Like, a couple of draws in here, a victory versus Brighton, a victory versus Fulham as well, but we didn't lose quite a while there. Like, drawing against Spurs is really good as well, to be fair. The team got 4th this season, so it's not a bad first showing here for Wolverhampton Wanderers, but we've got that first important transfer window coming up now. It's time to spend some money. As you see on screen right now, we do have a budget of 29 million to spend this season, so it's not low to spend 28.7 really as well, sort of thing. We've got just the wage budget a little bit there as well, so maybe a few player sales could happen this window, but let's see what we've done for the start now of season number 2. So we do have a lot of outgoing. You can see at the bottom of the screen here for season number 2. Andre left for Al Etihad for 55 million. Wolf, who was really good left back for us last season, actually left for 40 million as well. Sasa left for Hertha Berlin for 4.7, but again, he was out on loan last season. Sam Johnson goes to Fulham. Hulvier goes to Dusseldorf. Bueno goes to Birmingham City, and then some other ones out on loan there this season. And no big, real misses in that bottom half of that list there. But the transfers in had some really good ones this season. Started with Calvert-Lewin coming in as a striker for this season. Number 2 striker for the team, 22 million. Still really good, 29 years of age as well. Can be really useful as a backup for Larson this season. We were joined then by Ben Chilwell from Strasbourg with 22.5 million. You can see straight away it's a bit of a theme. I want to get a few English players embedded in this team straight away, because when we do get to European football, homegrown nation players are going to be very important, and Wolves were really, really lacking in some homegrown national players. He's 29 now, Chilwell, still looks really, really good in game, and I reckon he'll be really clinical in terms of getting the assists this season. A good crossing, a good passing is what we needed, really, from those fullbacks to get some help with the goals this season. And then down the list as well, we brought in Ladström Keski, who of course was on loan last season at us as well for 20 million, I think we paid in the end for this guy. £20 million. He was on loan last season. Had a pretty good season, to be fair, playing 37 games. He was very key in that defence last season. He is now joined on a permanent deal. We've got the free transfer of Etienne Green as a free goalkeeper, as a backup keeper for this season. And then the big one, we went to Saudi ourselves for a free transfer for Serge Milinkovic-Savic, making the switch from Saudi over to the Premier League. I think 96 grand isn't a bad salary, because he was on like 300, 400 grand a week over in Saudi Arabia. Still valued quite highly as well. And I mean, he's 31 now, but he's going to be really key to this midfield this season. Hopefully getting a lot of the season, a lot of goals from midfield, and really help us drive up the table for, ideally, I want to say, a mid-table finish for this season. 10th place would be absolutely amazing, and anything above that will be incredible for this season. So this is how we're looking. The team is ready. Let's dive in and see how we got on in season number 2. To start things off with the Carabao Cup, we would slide past Chelsea in the semi-final on penalties, which means we actually went to the final of the Carabao Cup for this second season, which is absolutely incredible. The sad part is we did actually lose thanks to an Isaac goal in the 94th minute. We held out on against Liverpool for so long. It's the 93rd minute of the game now. Literally 90 seconds left until the full-time whistle, thinking we can just hold them out to get to extra time or penalties. And Isaac and our team just kept troubling ourselves, really. These clearances were really, really poor within this match here. You can see whenever we do get the ball here, we're just giving the ball away so easily. SMS gives it away now. Isaac finds the ball back, cuts back inside, has a go on goal. It's just too much past Jose Sarr, and Liverpool win the Carabao Cup and a 1-0 victory against Wolves. I also forgot to mention as well, there was another transfer that actually happened as well between the start of the season and what happened in the meantime. Servet Mansvik has came in as well to join Wolverhampton Wanderers, between 31 and 41 million now. Pretty good deal, to be fair. 18 million coming in from Ajax. I think it's a really good deal for the player. Got 31 appearances this season, got 1 assist, so not an amazing season, but at 25, could be a useful rotation player. Might even be a starter for the next few seasons, but I do think we'll probably get someone better within a few seasons of this guy. But he's already wanted already by Al Nassr and Arsenal, so hopefully we can keep hold of him for at least 1 more season. But sadly, Chelsea would get their redemption, of course, after we battered them in the penalty shootout last time out, in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup. Chelsea would actually knock us out this time round. All they needed was 1 goal to go in, and Esteval had to step up versus Etienne Green. Jose Sarr was not available for this match, and then it came to this one moment. Esteval versus Etienne Green. A goal for Esteval puts Chelsea through and knocks Wolves out of the FA Cup, and Esteval put it in the top bins, and Chelsea go through to the next round. But in terms of the Premier League, though, Wolverhampton Wanderers had a great season. We said we wanted 10th. We did better than that, became 8th this season with Wolves. In 38 games, winning 18, drawing 6, losing 14 all season, scoring 66 goals, which isn't bad, really. It's more than Palace in 6th place as well there. So we are getting a few more goals this season. Defensively, it's still okay. It's about where it should be on par right now, really. So I'm quite happy with how the team are doing. We've definitely developed, and we are looking loads better ahead of the brand new season. So we do have a whopping 51 million for this brand new transfer window going into season number 3 with Wolverhampton Wanderers there. You know what? I'll take that. It's quite a lot of money to spend. We can probably get some sales done as well this window. So a bit of a rebuild happening for this new season as well, of course, as part of the video. And again, I'm hopeful for next season. Now we've got an 8th. Let's push now for some European spots in season number 3. So as we come back now for a brand new season, we have invested heavily in this team. I do think now we are ready for the brand new season. Going to our transfer history now, have a look what I've been doing. David Mansvik actually went to Al Hilal very early on that window, 44 million. I did say some Saudi interest was definitely there for him. He left early doors. The big wage, just too much of an offer for him. He couldn't say no to that. And I mean, he's got injured straight away, and he's out for the next 5 weeks. So unlucky for the guy. But apart from that, though, Totti went to Al Ittihad for 26 million. SMS actually left the club in their first season, went to 18 million for Brighton instead. So, I mean, he had an okay first season, realistically, as well. He wasn't awful in that first season. 3 goals, 3 assists. He played every Premier League game, but there wasn't enough for him. The money was there to be cashed in right away. With the likes of Hangi Chan going over to Saudi Arabia as well, we saw Bueno to Birmingham City for 13 million following his loan move. And again, a few smaller ones here that weren't really playing as well this season and last season. So, Out the door they go for free transfers, but we did start spending some serious money. Starting with Dean Hilson coming in for centre-back for £58 million from Real Madrid. I say 58, it's actually £55 million, but Madrid wasn't using him. He wasn't being played at Madrid one bit, so it's a no-brainer to go and get the young centre-back, 22 years of age, bring him back now to the Premier League, and he can be our leader from the back for the coming seasons within this rebuild. Being joined by the likes of Pablo May coming in for £27 million, Marvin Keller coming in from Leicester, the goalkeeper, for £22 million, Lou Thomas for £13 million from Leicester, because we love a Leicester signing, it seems, and Keane Lewis Potter with the weirdest transfer in history, really, because he moved from Brentford to Man United for £28 million, played a bit that first season, didn't play nothing last season, had 2 games the entire season for them, and then for £6.5 million, now joined us here at Wolverhampton Wanderers. It seems an absolute bargain. I know how good Potter was in FM24, so I'm really hopeful he can be more the same in 26 and really get a lot of goals from the wings and a lot of assists coming in from those wide areas. We did a bit of free business as well, a cheap one here for Karabakh for 60 grand coming in from Sparta Prague. And then leaving AC Milan, Ruben Loftus-Cheek came in for a free transfer. And Fabio Moretti, leaving Juventus also on a free transfer, joins us now at Wolverhampton Wanderers. And one final transfer to mention as well, we have just confirmed the signing of as well. Nani Madueke managed to switch now in from Arsenal as well. He joined for £27 million. Bit of a bargain, really, considering he paid quite a lot of money from Chelsea to Arsenal, £49 million. Almost half of that. Now makes the switch now. He didn't play last season at all, to be fair, for Arsenal. He had 1 appearance all season. He does make the switch now over to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Come join us now as our new right winger. With Keane Lewis Potter on that one side now, and of course, Madueke following him on the right-hand side for this new season. Which does mean now, at this point now, going to season number 3, this is how the team lines up as in terms of how we're looking now in our 4-3-3 system. Madueke and Lewis Potter on those wings we mentioned already. Strand Larson leading the line for us now. Dijinga and Huijsen leading the line at the back as well. Leading the line for us. Holding the line at the back for us more than anything there for us as well now. Tommy Doyle's still getting a see in his team. He's actually been really good and good passing, good vision about this guy. He's been a very good playmaker in this midfield. So far, we use him as more of a CM roller now because Moretti just felt a bit more of a playmaking player for us. So we'll see how we go with this for the new season. It looks good. I'm hopeful of another top half finish, maybe even a push for European spot at a long shot. But let's see how we get on now. Going now, the end of season number 3. So due to Tottenham Hotspur winning the Champions League, of course, slots do fall down in the Premier League. And it actually fell into place that Wolverhampton Wanderers will get Conference League football this season. And we actually made it all the way to the final, which you can see on screen right now, managing to win 3-0 against Stuttgart. Goals from Abagu and Strand Larson here. You see the big character on the go this time round. And Larson gets the ball now on the edge of our own, the edge of their half there. Wins the ball back. Moretti. Back to him again. Little 1-2. Madueke. Back through to him again. Larson. Puts it through the goalkeeper. And that was the one to make it 3-0. Meaning Wolverhampton Wanderers, in just our 3rd season, have managed to win the UEFA Conference League. We wasn't even aware we were going to be at the start of the season. Absolutely incredible scenes. It ended up being a huge shock for us to actually qualify for this. Like, we had no idea at the start of the season this had happened. Obviously, we simulated through the summer months sort of thing, got to the start of the transfer window, started doing the transfers, and we completely missed the point that the slots have fallen down and the fact that we've actually been put into the Conference League. But yeah, you can see now, like, in the actual, like, last few rounds here, we beat Viking 7-1. Into the second leg against them guys, we managed to beat them yet again. 4-3, so I'm getting 11 goals in 2 games. Absolutely insane. We then beat Osasuna 4-1 before going to the second leg. 2-2 draw, but 6-3 was enough to push through to the next round, where we beat Bajak Tia 2-0 at home, and then a 0-0 draw at the away leg, meaning we'd go to the final to face Stuttgart, where we managed to beat them 3-0, and we've won European silverware in just 3 seasons at Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, I said, like, European trophy would be, like, the highest goal we can get to this season, winning anything silverware in Europe. I didn't think we'd do it this fast. I didn't think we'd do it at all, honestly. I thought it might be a long shot by the 5th season, maybe Europa League, maybe hit Conference League by that point. But 3rd season in, we've already done that. And we've already won some silverware in Europe already, which is absolutely massive in just 3 years. How much more can we do in this 5-year period within this rebuild? Let's dive back in there, because, of course, there was more than just the Conference League that happened this season. In terms of the Premier League, it went good. It went okay. I'm really happy with the Premier League this season. We came 7th this year in the Premier League. So, again, another top-half finish. We're in that Europa Conference League place again, but because we've won the Conference League, we will automatically go into the Europa League for next season. In 38 games, we won 17, drawing 8, losing 13 all season. Scoring 58 goals. So, again, I do feel like we need to get more goals in this team, but the team's been good this season. Another solid position in the Premier League. We are really, really happy with that. In terms of the FA Cup, we would get knocked out by Crystal Palace this year quite early on. And Wolves fans look away now. In the Carabao Cup, we would actually lose on penalties to West Bromwich Albion at Molineux. I'm sorry, Wolves fans. I didn't mean for this to happen, but we couldn't get over the line against West Bromwich Albion. In normal time, it went to penalties, and we somehow fluffed our lines as we get knocked out by West Bromwich Albion in the Carabao Cup. So swings and roundabouts. You won a European trophy, but you did lose to Baggies. I don't know what one you prefer. Wolves fans, let me know in the comments section. But I'm really happy with how this team's been working out this season. I mean, this season alone, Strand Larsen's had an absolutely incredible season as well. You can see on screen right now, in 36 Premier League games, he got 18 goals. In the Conference League, he got 14 goals in 15 appearances. He's actually won an award for getting the most goals ever in the competition in one season. You can see on screen right now, Strand Larsen's 14 goals for Wolves this season in the UEFA Conference League is a new record as well. Beating the previous one there of 11 goals as well. Strand Larsen breaking the records in the Conference League in this season in the year 2028. And I wasn't sure at the start of this video how Larsen would get on if it would be a starter for the majority of this save. He's actually really developed himself into this save now and done really, really well throughout this season. The team's been pretty good throughout, to be honest with you. There's not been many changes really. Hewson obviously missing a few games this season. Didn't do great for us, but hopefully he will develop a lot more in this coming season. Chilwell had another good season for us as well. I mean, Chilwell this season, 13 assists as well from that fullback position is absolutely incredible. You'd love to see that. And in terms of our front line as well, you got 23 goals and 11 assists from Madueke, whilst Lewis Porter getting 17 goals and 10 assists as well. Very good front line, getting lots of goals and a couple of assists as well in there, which you do love to see. I'm really happy with this team right now, but we do have a transfer window coming up going to season number 4. And with Europa League football, we do need to invest heavily in some big players. Let's see how we've gotten on with the transfer window for season number 4. So the new season about to start now back here at Wolverhampton Wanderers. We have been busy in the transfer window. We can dive in now and have a big look at what we've been doing. Madueke, I mean, it seems to be the running theme in this save right now. Everyone leaves for Saudi Arabia. He has now left for Saudi Arabia, getting paid £775,000 a week. He left for 58 million. So we've made almost double our money from the move from Arsenal to Wolves. Wolves to Saudi Arabia, made double our money. It was really good, but once his head was turned, we had no chance in keeping him. So Madueke made the switch now over to Saudi Arabia. Turns out other big transfer sales really this season. There wasn't any big ones really. Maresca went to West Ham there. Gomez went to Everton, but no big money transfers really. Fer Lopez, someone who didn't really develop for us. We didn't give him enough game time really. Has now made the switch now over to Hertha Berlin. But transfers in, we went in big this window. Starting off, 45 million for Ben Doak coming in from Bournemouth. He's developed really good within this game. High dribbling, high acceleration. We do feel on that wing, he can add so many goals to us as well with what he has on screen right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, at Bournemouth, he's not lit the world on fire so far, so we're taking a big risk here. And he's getting 2 goals in the last 3 seasons. But I do think as a starter, age 22 now, he could definitely be one of the better players in this universe. So we're going to put a lot of money into him now. We have done already. We're going to invest. We're going to give him the next 2 seasons to really show how well Ben Doak can grow in FM26 this year. We bought a couple of rotation players like Tyree George and Shay Lace coming from Man U and Chelsea again for registration for Europe. We went to Napoli and bought a Brazilian for 6.5 million, who looks a pretty useful backup player, but again, I don't think he'll be the ones leading the line for us any time in the near future. We bought some decent free transfers like Alfie Devine from Spurs, Stepford from Arsenal, Christiansen from Leicester, again, another left-back coming in, because we always need more left-backs. And then Mads Bishop being the big one for a free transfer from RB Salzburg. He would definitely be a starter for the rest of this save. He's 27 now. He looks absolutely incredible. World beater in midfield. And we're really hopeful he can be the key to unlocking attacking for more goals here in season number 4. So, of course, a part of season number 4 is why we are in the Europa League after winning the Conference League last season. So let's go now to the end of the season to see how we've managed to get on with just the Europa League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and the Premier League. There's a lot of games to play this season, so we've had to really invest in this team to make sure it's big enough and ready enough to try and compete on all 4 fronts. How far can we get? Let's go find out. So with season 4 in the bag, we'll start with the Premier League table first. We have been 6th this season. We've made the top 6 now, finishing just below Brighton there. Below them, by 5 points there as well. But you can see now in total, 38 games, we've won 18, drawing 9, losing 11 all season, which isn't bad at all, really. We've definitely made ourselves into a European-type level team now in the Premier League, getting top 7, top 6 every season for the last 2 seasons now in a row. We can only push on from there in the coming season. I'm really happy with how I've done the Premier League this year. We do look like a much better team. But in terms of the Carabao Cup, Spurs seem to be our bogey team. We lose 3-2 in the Carabao Cup to Spurs this season, so we do not go any further within the Carabao Cup. And we will get as far as the FA Cup semi-final this season. For losing out to Man City is always going to be a big ask, but we managed to get so far before being put up against Manchester City, who are just 1 step too good for us, as they battered us 3-1 in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We're just seeing this Wolves team aren't about the domestic homegrown trophies. They prefer European trophies because we had a great showing in the Europa League this season. You see right now, we got through the group stages, through all the league stuff. We took on Lazio first in the next round, 2-2 draw away at Lazio. We thought it's going to be a big ask to get any result against them next time out. We managed to beat them 3-2, seeing us qualify for the next round of the Europa League, which then saw us go against Everton, where we beat them 2-0 at their new stadium. I forgot the name of their new stadium, sorry, Everton fans. But then the second leg, they came to us. They get to 3-3. We managed to beat them on penalties in the end on that one, seeing Wolves go through to another round of the Europa League where we beat Manchester United at Old Trafford 4-0, which is absolutely insane. This is the semi-final stage by this point. Man U would beat us 3-0 in the return leg, but this would be enough to see us go to a Europa League final to take on Osasuna. And it'd be the 31st minute where we see the first goal in this one. Meyer has the ball, finds Krejci, and then Wolves building from the back. We've done so well within this tactic. Great ball from Moretti, out wide, finds Keane Lewis Potter. There's a bit of room, puts back inside, finds Moretti. He's waiting for the run, sees Larson. He finds the run to Lewis Potter, who puts in the first goal, which is the 30th minute to see Wolves lead 1-0. And we tried to hold our own for so long, but it'd be the 73rd minute where we go and equalise this time. Great distance shot, tapped in at the front stick there. Nice and easy for him. It goes 1-1. But straight from kickoff, Wolves thought, that's it now. We can't let this fall again now. It's 1-1. We've dominated the game. And this is when we came straight from the kickoff and opened them straight up. Lewis Potter found a bit of room on the right-hand side then to Agbado. He goes inside, nice little 1-2 Bendo, through to Larson, straight from the kickoff, 2-1 Wolverhampton Wanderers. And it wouldn't be long for another Wolverhampton Wanderers goal here now. They win the ball back in the midfield. Big controlled possession now. Finds Doyle, finds Potter, finds Larson, back to Potter, as a go from distance, doesn't work out. James Justin now, finds Potter again. Looking for some room now on the right-hand side. There's a lot of room on that right-hand side for Agbado. He's waiting for the right time. Puts the pass over the top. Potter's there, controls, finishes, 3-1 Wolverhampton Wanderers. But then straight off the back of that goal, Wolves would do it again to get a fourth goal and secure the Europa League from this season. Potter gets the ball, great ball over the top to him, smashes it into the back of the net, and it would mean a 4-1 victory and Wolves winning the Europa League. So in back-to-back years now, Wolverhampton Wanderers have won not just the Conference League, but now won the Europa League, which will mean next season, in season number 5, they'll be in the Champions League, and they'll have a Super Cup match against the Champions League winner of season number 4. So with all that being said, we now have a 66 million transfer budget for Wolverhampton Wanderers going to our final season. How well can we do and how far can we take the Wolverhampton team in just one final season of this rebuild? Let's dive now to the start of season number 5 to see how we can do with the Wolves and can we try and win any more silverware within this rebuild. So as we look ahead now to our final season of this Wolves rebuild, we've had some amazing seasons so far and Champions League football is nailed on for this season. We'll dive into the big outgoing Matheus Mane, someone who I wanted to develop through this save. Has ended up moving to Kaiserslautern and he didn't really get the game time sadly enough for me. I would love to have seen how well he could develop. But at 21 now, he's made the switch now over to Germany. Pedro Lima being the big one to leave this window. Him into Al Fassi over in Saudi Arabia as well. Again, he had a good spell at the club here realistically. But again, the last season was his best season. It showed up in Saudi Arabia's radar straight away and they grabbed him for just 12.25 million. Absolute steal for the Saudi side. But we did spend big in this transfer window, spending close to £60 million, starting with 30 million on Maeda from Southampton. You can see last season, got 11 goals, 26 appearances. I needed another striker to come into this team, and he is that. He's going to be a clinical goal-scoring machine. I do feel like there's that channel forward right. You can see on the screen right now, attribute-wise, he ticks all the boxes for this role, and I feel like he can add that depth with Larson up front to get some extra goals this season. So next up, we need some more reinforcements at the back line. And going to Ipswich, we took Arta Movsesson. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. The Armenian defender comes in now and helps. He's 6'4". He can play at centre-back. He can play at a right-back. He can do quite a lot of it. Like, he's very versatile, basically, for this team. I do feel like it's a good acquisition going forward. He's 21, so of course, being the last year of this rebuild, we won't really see him develop, but there's a high ceiling on this guy and definitely worthwhile watching him in your FM26 saves for this new save cycle that you're doing right now. We need a backup goalkeeper as well, and Anderlecht comes in now from Barcelona. Not a bad bit of business, really, coming in as a free transfer from Barcelona. Didn't really get the credit over there. Never played any minutes for him, but as a rotation player, all he valued between 11 and 15 million as well. Not bad. So next up would be Oscar Bob coming on a free transfer now from Manchester City. Hasn't been playing for the last few seasons for Man City at all, really. You see here, like 0 appearances, 1 appearance, 3 appearance. We snapped him on a free transfer to be a rotation player for our wing positions in the camp. He can play a few different roles, which is really nice to see. And a great acquisition into our team. And then finally, the big one, 12.5 million. Ben Seguier comes in now to play for Wolverhampton Wanderers. He can play in such many different roles as well. 24 years of age at this point. He's developed quite well, but not to the high expectations he does have in FM. And again, just wasn't getting the game time at Leverkusen. He's been there 4 seasons. Never played more than 5 games in a single season, which is absolutely ridiculous. 12.5 million. He can definitely be useful for us in this final season going now into the Champions League for Wolverhampton Wanderers. If we go in now and hit our quick pick for our best 11, I'm intrigued to see what it says. Hjulsen's still in there. Justin starts at right back now. Bidstrup, Moretti. I'd probably maybe switch a few of these around slightly with Ben Seguier being in this first team now. Maybe get Pablo Mir out of here, switching with Bidstrup. Do that there. So that's our front three midfield there as well. Ben Doak on the right, Lewis Potter on the left. Strand Larson still starting as a striker, but we do have our new guy in there as well. He's on the bench this season. So we've got a really stacked team for this season. I don't know how far we can take this team. A top 6 finish in the Premier League, again, would be absolutely incredible. Domestic silverware would be a bonus. Champions League, I mean, just maybe don't get knocked out in the league phase, but I think that's a big ask not to even get out of the league phase at this point with this team. Let's see how we got on now with Wolverhampton Wanderers in season number 5. So season number 5 ends like this. In the Premier League, Spurs win the Premier League again with Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea all above them, and we come in 6th place again in the Premier League. So I do feel like we've definitely elevated this team. Again, getting to that next step, that top 4 is such a high level to get to, but even this season, you can see there, 69 points for Wolverhampton Wanderers, Chelsea down 17, and 76, 79, and then 86 for Spurs win the league. It's such a high season to get to, but the fact we've managed to get this Wolves team to a top 6 team the last few seasons in a row is absolutely extraordinary. Of course, we did mention we had the Super Cup this season after winning the Europa League. We did lose to Spurs 3-1 that Super Cup final in the end. We couldn't pull the trigger in front of goal in front of Spurs. We did end up not winning the Super Cup this season. And sadly, again, the Carabao Cup has eluded us this season, losing 3-1 to Manchester City in like the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. So again, we got past the first 2 rounds, but as soon as we found a big team like Man City, we just couldn't get past them. In terms of the FA Cup this season, we made it as far as the quarterfinals. Oddly enough, Dagenham and Redbridge made it to the quarterfinals as well this year. We got as far as the quarterfinals this year for losing out to Liverpool in a 1-0 defeat. And Arsenal getting the easiest run ever, getting Oxford first in the 5th round. And then Dagenham and Redbridge in the quarterfinals was absolutely unreal. They went from there to even have Torquay in the other quarterfinal as well, who beat Sunderland. We saw Torquay go all the way to the semi-finals of the FA Cup this season before losing to Arsenal. And then Spurs met Arsenal in a North London derby in the final, which Spurs ended up winning on a penalty shootout. And finally, the Champions League. So we actually made it to the round of 16. We beat Dortmund on penalties, going through to the next round, to the quarterfinals. We met Real Madrid. In the first leg, we held Madrid to a 1-1 draw at Molineux, but it would all come crashing down in that second leg, sadly, where we just couldn't get past Real Madrid. We lost 3-2 in total, 4-3 in aggregate in the end, seeing us crash out the quarterfinal stages of the Champions League this season with Wolverhampton Wanderers. In terms of the squad this season, Mayenda would come in and fire the goals this season, getting 21 goals with 11 assists as our striker this season. Ben Doak getting 14 and 11 assists as well. Ben Seguir coming in as well with 12 and 6, not a bad return as well. And even Moretti in the midfield getting himself 12 goals this season. Keane Lewis-Potter didn't have a great season this year with 43 appearances, only getting 6 and 4 as well, but he has fallen off a little bit here at this point. But overall, we've had a great old season. We've won a bunch of silverware, we've won the Europa League, we've won the Conference League. We won nothing domestically or in the Premier League, but the fact that we've won 2 trophies in Europe in just a 5-year span with Wolverhampton Wanderers is absolutely mental. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments section what other teams you'd love to see rebuilt here on the channel this year in FM26. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon.